Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we're back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city as always. So please make sure you guys keep up with him in his latest projects because he got some fire coming out soon. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I had a pretty interesting episode idea that I've been thinking about, and I'm gonna call this episode the Chain Breaker. So, or Breaking the Chains, actually. It's called Breaking the Chains. So, this episode kind of came to my mind after listening to a great Joel Osteen message one morning, and he was really talking about what is chaining us down. Do we know what's chaining us down, and how do we break the chains? And I think that right there was an amazing message. And I kind of just wanted to share some topics, the points that I got from it. So one thing that I got from it was this amazing story, which I think elaborates what it is to be chained and not knowing that you're being chained. So there was this dog that was tied to a tree his whole life. This dog has never been off this chain. Everything this dog does is within the length of this chain, but there's so many things that the dog wants to do outside the length of the chain. But every time the dog tries to, run too far, try to chase the cat, chase the squirrel, the chain yanks him back and keeps him stuck in this place. So one day the owner decided that he wanted to let the dog off the chain, but he didn't truly take the whole leash off the dog so the dog can realize that he was free. What he did was he just unbuckled the leash. So once the dog reached the length of the chain, the leash would just come off automatically, being that it's not holding on anymore. So right at this point, the squirrel ran by and the dog started running toward the squirrel. But right before it got to the length of the chain, the dog stopped because the dog was expecting to get yanked back, because every time it reached this point, it gets yanked back and stops. And the owner was sitting there just scratching his head confused, but he doesn't understand that this dog has been trained to this point now that it doesn't go no farther because it's tired of getting yanked back, tired of choking itself for trying to always run free. And I think that right there is like a great metaphor for what it is to be chained up, because we all have some type of chains on us that we feel that we can't break loose because we can't go no further for some odd reason. Whether it's with a job, whether it's with a relationship, whether it's with chasing your dreams and just fulfilling yourself. Sometimes you're holding yourself back based off of thoughts that no longer serve you, or based off of old habits that you were taught when you were younger and that you'll never break loose from it. Another example could be, a kid that's scared to speak up because every time he speaks up, he gets in trouble at home. So now he has this chain that he can't speak up and stand up for himself because he believes every time he starts to do that, he's going to get in trouble and get yanked back down. So second he gets the moment that he can actually fulfill that, he stops himself just like the dog that stops itself right before the chain is about to fall off. And he never realizes that this is the chain holding on to him. So I think that we should stop and, first start to think about what chains are holding us back. What is something that is keeping us from our true potential? Is it the mindset? Is it, old beliefs, old teachings that we were taught? Is it, maybe the world is scaring you and people are constantly keeping you away from where you want to go? Maybe you have big dreams, but somebody always talks negative into you, and that could be a chain as well to keep you from going somewhere. Or maybe you just, you're filling yourself up with bad luck and bad thoughts, and every time you believe you're about to succeed, you all of a sudden get this thought that, nope, it's going to go wrong. You just happened before, let's let it go and let's not try no more. And I think that right there is like one of the ultimate chains, the chain that is attached to the mind, that's not letting the mind expand and feel free. Because if you can't let the mind be free, the body can't be free, life can't be free, you're going to be forever trapped. One of my favorite quotes is, we're a prisoner of our own minds, and we have to learn to break that and get out of our own minds. And, speaking of prisoners, that's something that always makes me think as well. Because you got the people that, you have different type of people that go to jail, of course, but you always have, like, it seems like multiple outcomes for when they get out of jail. You have people that when they get out of jail, they go right back to what they were doing because they quote unquote don't know any better, and they always end up back in jail. And then you have the other people that come out of jail refurbished, regrown, a whole new person, a whole new being. And I'm always curious to see, like, why? How are they different when they come out? And, just one off the top idea I have is, some people go to jail with the mindset that, oh, I'm here to do my time. I did the crime, I'm gonna do my time, and I'm just gonna thug it out until I get done. And other people may go to jail and, they don't truly believe that they're locked up. They may look at it as, oh, this is a chance for me to be by myself and get myself together. And, that's like the mindset that people come out of jails with degrees. People come out of jails with, they come out of jail as lawyers because they start to read, they start to grow themselves, and they don't look at the jail as something trying to keep them down or hold them back. They look at it with a positive mindset and say, okay, since I'm here, I might as well make my time worth it than just sit here and wait for the time to go by. And I think that right there is what makes a big, big difference for when people come out from how they came in, how they transform when they come out compared to other people that just sit there and say, oh, I'm just going to do my time and wait for this time to go by, and I'm not going to change nothing up while this is happening. I'm just going to continue to be myself. And they never truly get free because they never actually break that chain that is holding them back. The chain got them to jail, and while they're in jail, they're still holding on to their chain. And then when they come out, they keep their chain attached, and they think that this is all I can do, this is all I know, this is all I will ever be. But we have to start breaking those chains, those mindsets to get to where we need to be. And I believe that we all truly have the key to make this happen. The key has been handed to us by the creator, by the universe, by God, by whatever you want to call it. The key has been given to us, and we have to just figure out that, one, we have the key to unlock the locks, and we have to just pull out the key. Because a lot of times we have the power, we have the ability, but we're scared to use the key because we think the key is not right. We think the key is wrong. We think the key is meaningless, And I think that leads me to this amazing story that I heard about this father and son. So the son went off to college, came back, worked for his dad for the business. And the dad, when he came back, the dad only gave him one key. And when he was in college, he was a janitor, so he had keys to every single room, all these different keys, and made him feel important. But then when he got back and started working for his dad's company, his dad only gave him one key. So he kind of thought like, whatever. But the son likes to, do work at night and things like that. So one day the dad got sick, and the son, he was just trying to make sure the company stayed afloat. So he'll go there late nights to try to do some work, but he thought he didn't have a key to the building. So he always had to knock on the door, let's have security let him in, the janitorial staff open the door for him. Whatever the case may be, he always found a way to get into the key room or into the building without using any key. And like you said, he had that one key that his dad gave him, but he never used it. So one day he was trying to get to the building and do some work, and the security wasn't there, and the janitors already left for the night. So he was pretty much locked out the building. He tried to walk around, see if any doors are left unlocked, if the gates were open, if there was any bottom window that was left open that he can climb through, but everything was truly locked up. So at this moment, he decided, let me try this key that my dad gave me. So he takes the key out, he puts it in the door, and the door unlocks with no issue. And he's like, So then he takes it to the bathroom. He was able to open the bathroom door. And then he was able to open the door to the secretary's office. And then he was able to open the door to every single room in that building. And it turns to find out that his dad gave him the master key, the skeleton key, the ultimate key that is needed for this building. He doesn't need any other keys. He been had the key that he needed to unlock everything that he needed, but he never knew it because he never tried. He never even made that attempt to use this key. And I think that right there is something that is holding a lot of us back as well. We have the key. We have the power. We've been taught the lessons. We've been told the stories. We've been empowered with so much, but we don't use it. And that is what's holding us back, is us being afraid to take that key out and put it in the lock and turn it to see if this door is open. And that's my challenge for us. What key do we have? Let's figure out let's find the key. Let's find what the lock is. Let's find what the key is. And let's put the key in the lock to break those chains. And I think if we can have that mindset that we have the key for the chains that's holding us back and we can't break these locks, we will start breaking all these chains so we can start truly being free and be able to explore like the dog truly wanted to. But right said, we're like the other dog and we just believe that we're tied up, we can't go no further. So we need to learn to break those chains, to open ourselves up, to truly stretch our wings and fly. And I think, like you said, it all starts with the mind. One of my favorite things about anime or, comics and stuff was the X-Men was Jean Grey. So Jean Grey, she was like the ultimate powerful mutant. She had the quote unquote Phoenix Force hidden inside her, which is like the ultimate force of the universe. She had the power to do almost anything she wanted to do just with her mind. But people saw that she was so strong, so the professor decided to put a lock on her mind so she can never truly unlock her potential. And that right there is something that always held her back, because when she did unlock the mind, for those who've seen the Apocalypse movie, she was able to beat Apocalypse in the physical and in the mental world and in the spiritual world. She beat him on all three planes of life because she finally found the key inside her and said, I will not let this lock hold me down no more. I'm about to release this energy and truly be who I was meant to be. And her being who she was meant to be saved the whole world. And I think that is something that all of us need to do. We need to find what locks we have on our brains, on our thoughts, on our feelings, unrelease them, let them go, and truly just be who we are truly meant to be. Because once we truly start to shine the way we meant to be, the world will accept our light, and our light will truly make things grow, make things better, make things warmer, make things whatever it is you want to say to make life better. The light will do that. So, I hope that message stuck with you guys today. I hope it was helpful. I hope it made sense. I felt like I was bouncing all over the place, but I'm just glad to be able to share something with you guys and continue to keep swimming. So with that being said, I hope you guys had a great day. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon, a splendid evening. Let's make sure we go figure out what those chains are. Let's find the keys and let's unlock them so we can be free. And also remember to just keep swimming. Have a great day.